Do you believe that the Hollywood's elite and major world leaders have been replaced by clones? Or do you still think it's all just technical glitches with the camera? Comment now, clone or theory. I'll give a heart to the bravest comments. Stay with me until the end, because the last clip I'm going to show you, a candid shot of a politician undergoing a transformation, is so disturbing that many people deleted the video out of fear. After today, you'll never look at a TV screen the same way again. Let's go straight to the shadows. Mask reveal. There's a video circulating that's enough to keep anyone awake at night. No one knows its origin, no one knows who posted it, but the images are, to say the least, disturbing. Midway through the performance, the artists begin to remove their masks, and what appears underneath? Forget about anything human. The video has that old movie aesthetic, which makes it almost impossible to tell it's just well-done CGI, computer-generated imagery. The realism of the era is what's most unsettling. The question lingers in our minds. Were these simply extremely well-made costumes for the time, or are we witnessing something that shouldn't have been filmed? This type of content plays with our perception. It makes us look at these old presentations and wonder what was really hidden there. And you, do you believe it's just an incredible period costume, or is there something more behind these masks? Comment below if you would have the courage to watch this alone at night. Gaga Duo. If you think you've seen it all in the world of celebrities, get ready, because this Lady Gaga video is mind-boggling. Honestly, it's impossible to watch and not get chills. Gaga was at an event surrounded by fans when people noticed something bizarre. It looked like they had two that in the same place. One had blonde hair and the other had darker hair, but they were dressed practically identically. People on the internet have already started freaking out. While some swear it's just a really good look-alike, others have gone straight to the theory of clone. What's most frightening is that they're identical. The movements, the faces, everything. It's strange enough to make us re-watch those old videos where she acted in a somewhat unusual way. What if in some of those moments it wasn't really Gaga? This video makes us question everything we know about the mother monster. Moment of technical failure. Imagine being on the Grammy red carpet, the height of glamour, and suddenly the person just crash. The interviewer asked a very basic question. Who do you think will win the award today? A question any artist would answer while sleeping, no? Instead of speaking, Gaga simply froze. Her gaze was completely blank, expressionless, as if her body was there, but her mind had been unplugged. The reporter was so embarrassed that he even moved the microphone away, visibly confused by the deathly silence. Some people are swearing it was a clone that experienced a technical glitch mid-transmission. Others noticed a strange group of people around her, like a guy right behind her who seemed to be controlling the situation and had made some kind of mistake in the controls. Pharmaceutical film. During an interview with Albert Bourla, CEO of Pfizer, the camera captured an unusual movement in his neck that quickly went viral. Bourla's throat exhibited a repetitive and prominent movement described by many as resembling the breathing of a frog, a crop motion. The recording reignited conspiracy theories about reptilians, with internet users questioning whether that was a biologically natural movement for a human being or a failure in an alleged disguise. The text raises a question about who really controls the world's major powers, leaving it unclear whether the episode was merely an unfavorable camera angle, a peculiar muscular trait, or something supernatural. Transmission failure. This Fox News case from 2010 is a prime example. A broadcast that was supposed to be perfectly normal took a turn that left many people unsure what to think. Out of nowhere, while one of the anchors was speaking, her face seemed to melt or move in patterns that make absolutely no biological sense. It looked like her skin was changing shape. What puzzled people even more was that right after the incident, the broadcast was abruptly cut off. You know, when the error is so strange that they prefer to take it off the air. That's it. Years later, the clip surfaced online and, of course, fueled theories about reptiles and clones. Whether it was a technical error or not, the video is quite disturbing to watch and makes us question what high-definition cameras are capturing out there. Graphics glitch. If there's one celebrity who lives surrounded by theories, it's Britney Spears. But look, this latest one managed to surpass all the others in the strangeness department. All it started with a seemingly ordinary video of her dancing on TikTok, but what fans discovered is mind-boggling. When the most observant fans slowed down the video, they noticed something bizarre. The moment Britney's hands pass in front of her face, her features seem to change for a millisecond, especially around her eyes. Of course, the internet didn't let it go. Some people are swearing that she changed shape, while others firmly believe that it's an artificial intelligence clone and the real Britney doesn't even have access to her own account. Are we seeing the real Britney or just a digital version created to keep up appearances? The doubt is real and quite disturbing. So, what do you think of this mystery? Do you think it was just a technical glitch in TikTok's compression, or is there something much more bizarre hidden beneath those filters? Comment below if you also hit replay to try and figure it out. Speech impediment. There's a video of Benjamin Netanyahu circulating that's leaving everyone scratching their heads. In the middle of his speech, his facial features seem to undergo a bizarre change. For a split second, his teeth appear sharper, and bizarrely, his hands seem to have extra fingers. Nothing there conveys a sense of normality, and it was precisely this strange visual style that caused the video to explode on social media. Since the internet doesn't mess around, opinions were divided. On one side, the group that swears it was a moment of metamorphosis, hello reptilians. On the other, the crowd that bets it's a deepfake AI that encountered a processing error. If it's AI, the technology is becoming frighteningly similar to us, and if it's not, well, then the problem is much deeper.
Angela Merkel. During a live interview, a camera zoom captured an unusual detail on the face of then German Chancellor Angela Merkel. The video shows Merkel's eyes moving in a bizarre way, half closed for a fraction of a second, in a movement that many have compared to that of a reptile. The image quickly went viral, dividing opinions between those who believe it's just a lighting error or lens flare and those who support conspiracy theories about reptilian world leaders. The text suggests that the movement was too quick and strange to be ignored, questioning whether the camera captured something that should have remained hidden. Look-alike. Everyone knows that Jeffrey Epstein died in 2019, right? Well, at least that's what the official records say, but a viral video is making people rethink that. A guy in South Florida filmed someone driving calmly alongside him. The shock? The driver was the spitting image of Epstein. Same face, same expression, same vibe. Just when everyone started saying it was just a coincidence, a new image surfaced, supposedly from January 2026 in Israel. The same guy, but with a castaway look, long hair and a beard. To add fuel to the fire, a verified Epstein account appeared on TikTok and started going viral out of nowhere. Of course, conspiracy theories went from 0 to 100 in seconds. There's everything from people swearing he faked his own death to theories about advanced cloning. What's most frightening is that all of this is happening at the same time. A lot of people are starting to think he never went anywhere and that we were just looking the wrong way all this time. Frozen stare. The internet has become a veritable breeding ground for theories, but one particular video of FBI Director Kash Patel is sending everyone down a spine. It wasn't what he said, but how he was during the press conference. His eyes looked extremely red, almost bulging from their sockets. At one point, he simply froze as if he had completely crashed live. People on the web didn't let it go unnoticed and quickly dubbed the moment a reptilian glitch. Near the end of the video, his eyes were making super rigid and mechanical movements, as if it were a scanner examining the room. Regardless of what you believe, the images are enough to leave anyone uneasy. It makes you wonder how much of what we see on TV is still a genuine reaction and what might be something different. Royal reptile. Internet users and conspiracy theorists claim that Prince William has exhibited unhuman behavior at recent official events. Facial features that seem out of place with the moment or the situation. Reports of unusual movements that give the impression of something out of place under the skin. Behavior considered too rigid, which many interpret as a failure in disguise. Speculations suggest that the royal lineage holds a dark secret about its true biological nature. The text questions whether these episodes are merely fatigue due to a busy schedule or if they are evidence of a hidden nature behind the Crown's protocol. Hospital view. The scare Jamie Foxx left in 2023 left everyone apprehensive, but what he later recounted about his experience in the hospital is speechless. Officially, it was a stroke, but the actor's account sounds like an episode of Black Mirror. During his recovery, he recounted seeing a white version of himself entering his hospital room. Yes, you read that right. He saw a white Jamie Foxx. He became so paranoid that he started to think the doctors were trying to clone him to better market his image abroad. The guy was convinced it was all real. At the time, they even called in a psychiatrist. People said it was a combination of severe stress and the effects of strong medication. The problem is that the internet doesn't let anything slip by. Now the video of this account has gone viral again, and the conspiracy theorists are already connecting the dots. Some people are saying this is part of something much bigger, involving clones of celebrities like Jim Carrey and other Hollywood bigwigs. So, what do you think? Did his brain play a trick on him, or did he really spot a clone test happening? Comment below if you'd also freak out if you saw another version of yourself entering the room. Hand with graphical glitch. Images of Georgina Rodriguez in a stadium box went viral due to a bizarre detail captured by the camera. During the video, Georgina's hand undergoes a striking visual distortion, appearing blurred, deformed, and momentarily larger than normal. Many argue that it is simply an image compression failure or a common digital glitch in high-speed or low-quality videos. On the other hand, some suggest more fanciful explanations, such as simulation glitches or evidence of a reptilian nature. The text questions whether what we see on screens is always true to reality, or if the cameras are recording lapses of something inexplicable that we normally don't notice.
A wicked secret. A video of Selena Gomez is going viral, and wow, what people noticed is jaw-dropping. Selena was walking when she slipped. A man who was nearby helped her up. Something super common, right? Wrong. If you stare closely at her foot, her ankle bends at an angle that honestly would break the bone of any normal person. But the real shock is that she gets up as if nothing happened and walks away without a shred of pain. It seems totally crazy, right? But it's the kind of video that once you see the detail, you can't unsee it. The speed with which she recovers from such an aggressive movement for her joints is, at the very least, suspicious. Do celebrities have otherworldly health insurance, or are we seeing flaws in something we never even imagined? Nicole with a flaw. During the Oscars ceremony, Nicole Kidman caught the world's attention by acting in a completely atypical way, seeming to be on a different frequency. His reactions and facial expressions seemed to have a processing delay in relation to what was happening on stage. The way they clapped, with outstretched hands and rigid movements, was the most bizarre detail. The internet was divided between mundane and conspiratorial explanations. Suggestions that she might be a robot or a clone with a technical defect. Hypotheses include extreme fatigue, the effects of alcohol, or simply the concern of not damaging the very expensive jewelry she was wearing. Public failure. There are some people swearing that Senator Mitch McConnell has already been replaced by a lookalike, a clone, or, get ready, an AI-controlled avatar. McConnell was there, talking normally, when a woman approached and lightly touched his hand. In that same second, he simply froze. He stood completely still, his gaze vacant for what seemed like an eternity on national television. The video went viral, and of course, theories exploded. Why would a simple touch cause that effect? Some say he had a kind of technical glitch right when he was about to say something he shouldn't have, and the woman had to give the command to interrupt him. Others think that if it was something so secret, she wouldn't do it so openly in front of the cameras. Regardless of whether it was a real health problem or something more sci-fi, the scene was so strange that it's impossible to watch and not get the feeling that something very bizarre happened there. Real replicas. If you think the royal family drama is just palace gossip, you need to see this video that shocked the internet. You know that shiver down your spine when you look at something and feel that it's not human? Well, that's exactly what happened with Harry and Meghan. In the video, their faces looked strangely smooth, lacking the natural lines everyone has. But the worst part was their movements, jerky, stiff, and completely unnatural. The moment that scared me the most, it was when the elevator doors were closing.
Megan's head tilted so mechanically and abruptly that she looked like a malfunctioning amusement park ride. At first, people thought they were just actors wearing those hyper-realistic masks, but then the theory evolved into something much more sinister. What if they were robots with artificial intelligence? The theory going around is that these are prototypes created to replace real members at public events. And the most bizarre thing is, the more you look, the harder it becomes to tell them apart. Was it just a test that went bad in front of the cameras, or have the replacements already taken over the positions and we didn't even notice? Cross-breeding of clones. A large number of videos have surfaced online showing people who have encountered strangers who look identical to them, with the same features, build, and, interestingly, even similar clothing styles. Conspiracy theorists suggest that these encounters are not coincidences, but rather evidence that clones are being created and groomed to gradually replace real people. For those who believe in this theory, encountering a perfect doppelganger would be a logistical error in the system, a moment when the original and the copy cross paths ahead of schedule. The story questions whether humanity is merely unoriginal in genetic terms, or if a copy factory is actually operating secretly. Meeting in the park. Imagine the scene. You're in the park, relaxing, recording a super chill vlog, and out of nowhere your camera captures something that looks like it came straight out of a horror movie. That's exactly what happened in this video that's keeping everyone up at night. In the background of the video, while the vlogger was talking, a woman sat down behind her to eat. At first glance, she seems like just another person in the park, but when you zoom in, the atmosphere changes instantly. The woman's face doesn't look real. It's like a poorly made imitation of a human face, with texture and expressions that resemble a rubber mask or something artificial. The vlogger felt the energy of the place was heavy, realized something was wrong, and got out of there quickly. The conspiracy theorists have already given their verdict. For them, it wasn't a playful disguise, but something non-human trying to blend in without much success.
Change in the Senate. McCain was speaking normally when out of nowhere he simply stopped. The silence was so unsettling that people rushed toward him, thinking it was a medical emergency. It's here that things get sinister. As people crowded around him to help, the camera caught a bizarre glimpse. For a moment, it didn't look like McCain was there, but rather someone much younger occupying his place. Of course, many people say it was just a bad angle or the stress of age, but for conspiracy theorists, this video is proof that something non-human was behind that podium. So, what do you think happened there? Was it a sudden illness, or did the camera really capture a shifter moment, metamorphosis in broad daylight? Comment below if you also found that young figure bizarre. Obscure admission. If you think celebrity beauty treatments are limited to expensive creams and Botox, prepare to go down a very dark rabbit hole. A clip from director Lee Daniels' interview with Wendy Williams went viral, leaving many people unsure whether to laugh or run away. When Wendy asked him how he managed to look as young as his partner, he casually replied that he used a shocking ritual to maintain his appearance. He laughed right after, as if it were a joke. But for conspiracy theorists, this was the classic case of telling the truth while pretending it's a joke. The atmosphere became tense because many people connected this to the tragic number of children who disappear every year.
To make matters worse, people unearthed Sandra Bullock's interview on Ellen DeGeneres, where she admitted to having a bizarre facial treatment with, shall we say, ingredients very unusual and controversial. When several celebrities start joking about the same strange themes, the line between joke and truth starts to become very blurred. Vanity shirt. Kim Kardashian's appearance in Vanity Fair left many people intrigued, with fans saying there was something strange about the image. The detail that caught the most attention was the eyes. Some people noticed that they seemed more elongated than normal, almost feline, and after realizing this, they say it's hard not to notice. Since then, theories have been spreading online. Some speculate about clones, others connect the matter to different conspiracies involving celebrities and unusual behavior. There are even those who believe that something hidden is being revealed. However absurd they may seem, these theories continue to gain traction on social media as new speculations emerge. Are these merely technical glitches and fatigue, or are we witnessing the carelessness of something not of this world? The line between technology and the inexplicable is becoming increasingly blurred, and perhaps these glitches are the only glimpses of truth we can see in the simulation we live in. If you've made it this far, it's because you're not afraid to face what most people prefer to ignore. So, don't forget to leave your subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because the shadows never stop moving, and I'm here to make sure you see every detail. And before you go, take a look at this video that's playing on your screen right now. In it, I explore a case that makes everything we've seen today seem like just the beginning. Be careful who you observe, and even more so, who observes you. Until next time.